Alrighty, Roo, and cuckoo to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. We're gonna continue on. I think I'm conscious again, back from wherever I was, awake, but in an unfamiliar place. I think I already talked about this, but yeah. Well, let's just hope it's still in New York City. I emerge from the shadows to see where I am. A source of light above my head momentarily blinds me, causing me instinctively to raise my hand. As I do, I hit some sort of garbage bag with my hand. It falls to the floor, letting loose a metallic din. What the fuck? A woman. I feel her hand grabbing my clothes. She brutally drags me closer. With one of my hands already above my head, I raise the other. Easy. Peace. I mean you no harm. How long have you been here? I don't know. I've got no idea what I'm doing here, or in general, really. It's like sometimes the forces I control figure out how to control me. What are you, a junkie? No, you're a kindred. Yeah? Keep your shit together, damn it. I'm Julia Sawinski, the representative of the Sombra in New York City. Camarilla? Uh-huh. I'm a Camarilla investigator. Well, if you came here to catch me, you're gonna be sorry you tried, Miss La Sombra. No, stop right here. I wasn't ordered to catch anybody. I'm just investigating Douglas Callahan's death. This surprises her. She loosens her grip slightly. Callahan is dead? Nothing left but a rotten carcass and a musty robe. Well, I'll be damned. I've been off the grid for too long. What brought you here? It's like a memory of a different world pops up in my head. Yeah, I think I know the right answer. A scent of death? She lets me go. I rub my eyes and finally I get a good look at her face. Is that Tamika from the last game? Maybe, I don't know. She's gorgeous, and judging by her nomadic clothes and particularly fierce aura, she's probably an outlander. We'll have to talk, you and I. Sure, what's your name? Tamika. Okay, yeah, I was right. Pass me a smoke, will you? You better not be always just bumming smokes and have a fucking smoke to pass it to Tamika. Please, please, please have one. If only I could. My heart would skip a beat right now. Tamika, I guess, once again, somehow out of here, led me to the proper path. Yeah, sure. When I pass her a cigarette, I realize I'm standing in something wet. Ew. Something that smells tasty? Okay, that's probably a bad sign, because only wet stuff that smells tasty is gonna be blood, and that means some shit happened. Look at my feet and see a puddle of water mixed with blood. There we are. Oh, I get it. Were these guys first light? The high-powered guns and expensive-looking outfits, flashbangs, tasers, all specifically chosen to combat the undead. I recognize that equipment from some horror stories I've read. First light. See Usgum, whatever they call themselves, they bleed all the same. Usually before I have the chance to ask them a single question. Government-funded inquisitors, some claim they're connected to the U.S. government, some claim they're supported by the anti-kindred faction of the Holy See, some have even wilder theories. You did this all by yourself? Do not underestimate a fucking proper gang roll. a good goddamn gangrel can basically werewolf. Like, they're like the werewolf we have at home, and that is not an insult. That is, motherfucker, you don't know what a werewolf can do. You don't ever want to know what a werewolf can do. As a kindred, you never want to try to 1v1 a werewolf. Gangrel are basically the closest to werewolf a proper, even just a semi-okay-ish gangrel is basically like a low-level werewolf, and maybe not even that. Like, don't fuck with gangrel. Gangrel are dope. Do not mess with them. Have you seriously seen nothing? Nothing at all? I shake my head. Believe it or not, I have no idea how I got here. I just kind of let the shadows guide me, you know? Like, I'm just on this magic school bus. Or you know, like, we all live in the air submarine. Like, that's all. I just kind of go. Is that a La Sombra thing? Or I've never actually talked to any of you. No idea what you guys can actually do. It's like, that's actually totally fair, because La Sombra and Gangrel, both of them are sort of like outskirters on the Camarilla sides of things. Like, technically La Sombra have recently become part of the Camarilla, and Gangrel have been for a while, but they're sort of like, Gangrels don't, like, there may be a Gangrel Primogen or whatever. They don't really give a fuck about all that. Gangrels, their thing is, look, I just want to come in and leave. Can we all just come and go as we please, please? Is that it? That's it. That's it. That's all we want. We don't want to influence your shit. We don't want to fuck with your shit. We just want to be able to come in if we happen to be in the area and not have to be like la-ti-da, follow through all the bullshit. And we just want to go when we want. We want to come and go as we please. And chances are, we're just playing through, dude. We don't want to fuck with your shit. We don't care about your shit. We don't care about your fucking society. We just want to... We want to be where we are and not have that be a problem. We don't want to be like, oh, well, I slept here for 3 nights and now I have to deal with you trying to fucking hurt me. You know, that's no good. That's it. That's basically Gangrel. They just, like, you have no idea how unimportant this city is to me, or its politics. I just want to come and go. And I think that's why I want to stick with the Anarchs, but that's... You guys, you've taken over most of the places, and that's okay, and I don't really have a political stance. I just want to be able to... If all I have to do is say, hi, I'm here, I'm gonna leave, it just seems like a waste of everybody's time. Please let me just do my thing. Could Gangrels just get like a pass? Could we just get like a hall pass where... Like, when was the last time a Gangrel actually tried to do some terrorist shit to you? Like, cause problems? We don't. If we do, it's only the Sabat ones, and then obviously they're not gonna do that. So like, just let us go. Like, we have nothing to do with your whole thing. We're on your side, and if anything, if we have something to say, we'll be like, hey, the Spot's doing this or some shit. We'll move on. But we're not here to do any of that, because we don't care. Because we're just passing through. the sun came up and we needed a place to crash. That's it. That's all you are to us. So please just be chill. Yeah. Except for certain like Gangrel, which have like, you know, territories in like New York and stuff like Tamika, but still. Julia, still learning the ropes myself, go with the flow and all that. My embrace was just a few months ago. It was like 6, but okay, sure, fine. Oh, so you folks were with the Ivory Tower now? Last I checked, yeah, you were with the Sabat. The Camis wouldn't forgive all the trouble you've caused them overnight. Again, I'm practically still a neonate. I just... There's a lot of blood between my clan and the others, and that I can expect at least one glare of pure contempt whenever I visit Elysium. I see. We smoke in silence for a short while. It's like, that's nice. A gangrel into the Sombra just being like, Cammy though, am I right? Like, that's fucking some bullshit. Like, fuck. Like, we just gotta deal with that. Like, and the gangrel just like, I mean, my fam, I'm just telling you, like, don't fuck around with that shit. Like, just fuck around with them enough to be part of it so they don't cause you problems. That's it. You don't want to be a Sabat, obviously, unless you want, like, if you want to be Sabat, go Sabat. They'll they'll welcome you with open arms, and, but, like, they're gonna be like, kill, 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 kill. Kill, 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 ma. And if you don't want to, like, do that, then, like, Camarilla, I guess you could do that. Then there's, you know, like, you know, the Anarchs, but, like, it's hard. It's hard to say. It's like, we gangrels, we made a choice back in the day to just be like, oi, we're technically aligned with you, and we're not going to be part of the other two. So we can come and go as we please, because you guys seem to have, like, control of the board. But we're... And they do actually seem to be more Camarilla. Like, they don't want to, like, they agree with the ideals. They don't want to be like... They're one of the more, like Nosferatu are more like, oh yeah, no, you can't see a proper Nosferatu face to face without it being like a masquerade breach. They're pretty close to that, depending on how old they are and their problems and stuff, their powers, their whatever. But they love their freedom. They don't like being pent down. They don't want to have to, like, hide in the sewers. They want to be able to just sort of roam freely. They're one of the few vampire clans that could possibly have a chance to even be, like, maybe not killed on sight, on smell, on whatever, by, like, you know, the Garou, like any changing breed, like any you know, werewolf kind type or whatever. They're just like, look, they're the ones that risk that. Like, traveling around as a vampire is not easy. You can't just... It's not like, oh, running water, oh, where? No, it's a fucking problem just to go anywhere, because it usually takes longer than a day, and you gotta trust somebody. If you can't get there by yourself, you're at risk. You do not want to be in the middle of fucking nowhere as a fucking vampire. Because hiding in a fucking shack that you just found and you killed everybody in a gas station or something is not a good look. It's not a good fucking vibe. And you have no idea what the local everything else, such as, you know, grow or, you know, werewolf types might be. Just like, we don't like your kind up on here. You picked the wrong place and they're gonna fuck your shit up. That's a thing. So, being a gangrel is naturally sort of like a bridge between vampires and werewolves, but it's like really hard because neither vampires nor werewolves really accept you. Werewolves will still fucking kill you on sight if you're not good at what you do. You might be good enough to sort of hide among them if you're real good at it. Vampires don't trust you just because they don't trust pretty much other vampires in general, but especially your kind. And what are you doing there? They always expect, like, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Like, I like the gang role. I think they're interesting. I think they're really fun. I just think that the reality is you can't just play a gang role and just sort of be like, you gotta deal with the fact that you don't belong anywhere and you gotta deal with the in-between. And the in-between is often no man's land. That's why, like, fucking vampires don't go from place to place. Or if they do, they have to have means to do so and trust, and it's like it could end them. Gangrel just do it, just like they roll that way, and they're like, it's not that dangerous, it's not that scary, but they have powers that help them to do it, and then they still have to sort of skirt around it. You know, they have to be like, oh yeah, no, that would be a problem. Um, let's go over here. Like, chill out here for the night or the day, and then we'll come back, and you know, that's their thing. And yeah, we smoke in silence for a short while. So, did you kill them all yourself, or is there a large SI price? I'm gonna do that one. Is there a large SI presence in New York City? Considered classified as terrorist presence. There's no other American city that hit as hard by terrorism as this one. All secret agency needs symbolic victories. You do the math. Okay, I guess that makes sense. And you're still taking these guys on here, of all places. As you can see, are all around you. Aren't they extremely dangerous? Almost got me for good last year. Took me a few weeks to get back in action. Then why are you doing this? Those motherfuckers have an unfortunate tendency to hurt people I care about. My brothers, my sisters. I see. Yeah, no. Okay, so gangrels, they're not, to my understanding, they're not particularly like... They form clan, like not like Tremere, not like a lot of other clans. They form, you know, packs. But not as much. In big cities they might, but in general they tend to be pretty loners. But in a big city they might, if they're gonna stick around. In a big city they might, you know, form packs. Where it's like brother, sister sort of packs. Like, and you definitely don't want to fuck with that. Because gangrels are low-key high power. You know? Like, oh wow, when Ventru could cause a bunch of problems. You know? because he's mad or whatever. Big mad. But, Gangrel can attack you like werewolves would attack you. Only like more covert. Werewolves will just destroy the entirety of it. You got a small, even just a small werewolf fucking pack, they'll just fuck your shit up. Gangrels are sort of like a smaller version of that, and they don't want to break the masquerade because they gotta worry about that. Werewolves don't have to worry about the masquerade. They've got this whole other thing going for them. And they don't want to, like... They don't have to worry about the masquerade. They've got a different thing they gotta worry about. But there's also less of them, and it's harder, like... A werewolf can't just be like, I want you to be a werewolf. No, you're a werewolf. Ha ha ha. It's like, no, that's not how it works. You cannot deliberately make... Gangrels don't, but they could. They could just make other gangrels all the time if they were so inclined. They just don't, because that's not how they roll. Werewolves do not get to do that like it's fucking any other werewolf cinema thing. They don't just, oh, you survived a scratch or a bite and you didn't die, now you become a werewolf. No. You have to be it's like you're a werewolf or you're not. And even if you have werewolf blood, you may not ever become one. That's just kind of how it rolls. Whereas a gangrel can, or any vampire can be like, I choose to put this upon you, and you become it, whether you want to or not. Most of the time. Some people can't take the thing, and it doesn't work, and yeah, whatever. But it's different. It's not like people think werewolves. Oh no, they bite, and then they bit you, and then that werewolf didn't kill you, and then you become a werewolf. That's not how it works at all. You have to be a werewolf to begin with, or not. And even if you actually have it all the way in you already, you could be part of the culture, you could be raised to become one, you may not, like, become one. It's just how it works. Too bad. Like, Gaia chooses. It's not about you. And that there's other changing breeds, not just werewolves, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. I don't know how it is in other cities, but here, funny enough, there only seem to be targeted marginalized and radicalized kindred. Ones that could theoretically pose a threat to the current order. Meanwhile, the establishment in New York City has really changed ever since Calabros stepped down. Quite the opposite, since every CSI raid in the city has only strengthened the old paradigm. Almost makes you think that their goal is something other than protecting the citizens from the blank body menace. Tamika throws a cigarette into the puddle. Unfinished and crushes it under her heel. She obviously has difficulty smoking. It's like she only tried it a few times. I assume she saw me carrying a pack and decided to try it to calm her nerves after the battle. Or maybe she just wanted an excuse to make her conversation less awkward. Who knows? Honestly, yeah, again, smoking is not easy for... yeah. So you planning to snitch on me, Shadow Girl? And why would I do that? Let me get this straight. You really think I am dumb enough to believe for 1 second that a Camarilla investigator would just so happen to stumble upon the alley where I just killed a bunch of SI motherfuckers? If so, you're the one who's dumb, sister. It's like, I don't care if you think I'm dumb. I don't care about SI. And I don't care if you think I was a happy accident to meet you. Especially considering not even the sheriff knows where you are. But I care about solving the mystery of Callahan's death, and as it happens, you're one of the pieces of the puzzle. What? What are you talking about? I found this on his body. Well, what remained of it? I showed her the note. She grabs it and to read it, but I don't let her. Aside from your name, we've got Hope, Agathon, D'Angelo. You know them? And that's what bothers me. It's like, those are the ones that I kind of dealt with at all in the last one. I don't know if the game is able to read my old file, or that's all that was really available. But I know I didn't finish D'Angelo's thing. I know I finished Agathon's thing. I know I finished Hope's thing. And I believe I finished Tamika's thing. I was real pissed off about how little any of that mattered. Passingly. Which is fair, because actually they had very little to do with each other. I think Tamika helped D'Angelo pulled me out of the car, if I think properly. Anyway, any idea why Callahan would need a list of all your names? I might know why. Yeah. Do you? Absolutely. Do you know a man going by the name of Torque? I'm gonna end this because I'm about to run out of time, I'm sure.